Welcome everyone to a brand new reaction from Mario Kart Tour. We're going to unload the Cat Tour, which we've already had in the past, but this one is coming with a lot more surprises than the last time we had a Cat Tour. And that's because there's a brand new GameCube game, Baby Park. So we're going to give a race on all the variants, see how many laps it is, see how easy it is to combo, see what changes and modifications have been made to the trick variant, to the reverse variant. And imagine the reverse variant looks a lot like the normal one. So we'll unpack that, the new items, what their starting value is, the latest on the Miis. Don't we all love the Miis, folks? But we are moving into a different phase of the game now where they aren't experiencing a lot of these buffs anymore, right? So each tour the buffs have decreased, and as such we're going to roll back the Mii Hour and it's going to look more like the Mii Minute. So all that and more awaits us as the download is just about to complete here. All right. Very dynamic image, as it usually is. I love the colors on this remake. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Baby Park is already available in Mario Kart 8. It was a part of the Animal Crossing package for the DLC that had been out, for a couple years now. So, yeah, looking good. Oh, we see Frapp Snowland is in ranked mode. I think that's a DK Jr. track. So we're looking good there. Team Rally results are on display, and would you look at that, Team Bowser won. So we're gonna get 5 extra rubies. Oh my goodness, that might break the bank. Oh. Well, if you folks out there employ the same savings techniques as I share on the channel here, maybe not to the same extent that I go with it, but these the difference of 5 rubies to any of you out there is not likely to make much of a difference. And that's what I want to see in everybody's gameplay, to give you the maximum amount of control to get the things that you want, right? Isn't that, the most ideal way to approach this? Anywho, here we go. The Cat Tour starts now. So interesting, they had Baby Mario, Koala, and Mario in the image, so that looks like it's going to be week 1, and then I would imagine Baby Peach Cherub is going to be with Cat Luigi in the week 2 pipe. So here we go, Gold Glider, Gold Kitty Cart, I believe that is new, yes, so we'll take a look at that, and 2 days after the final tour for All Cup rankings. Alrighty, so it doesn't look like there's anything else significant listed there. Let's just go right into the week 1 pipe then, since this is a little bit of a surprise. The trailer is a little bit unpredictable sometimes, but here we go. I like how they're doing this, actually, not putting 2 new items into a single pipe. They've been changing the way how buffs occur, and we're going to be talking about this in depth a bit, I would imagine, in this episode, because as the tours have progressed with this barrage of brand new retro courses that we've had in Mario Kart Tour for the year 2022, they have certainly shaken up the formula rather, on how they apply these buffs and when we see the ranked buffs. And really, these spotlight pipe items from week 1 and week 2 have been looking very similar to special pipe items and getting these paywall buffing favored trends early in their lifespan. And what will that mean for their long term then, right? This is almost like a renaissance period for Mario Kart Tour, in that it looks a bit like year 1 in the game, and perhaps that will reduce the amount of items that see that like really massive late stage buffing, but perhaps not, right? That's where we'll continue to monitor these things, and I'll share all the latest information that we know right here on the channel. So you want to be subscribed for that, folks. It's a really good idea. Anyway, we have a lot of fun here. So the Super Belt, no surprise for Cat Mario here, and he starts off with 9 tracks of value, so that's right on average there. So it has RMX Choco 1 RT, which is a Dixie Kong track. I know that by heart. But we do see there is a fair bit of coin box overlap here. We see the question block Mii Racing Suit has a track there that's Koopa Cape R is one of its exclusive ones, and then Donut Plains 2, I believe, is King Bob-omb Gold territory, and then we see Gold Mii Suit down there with Koopa Cape T. Yoshi Valley, of course, with Gold Egg. So, and then RMX Choco Island 2R, that's like the second version of Calamari Desert 2R, where all the coin box drivers are there. You have Gold Koopa Free Running, PGP, etc., etc., etc. There's several options that exist there. So, starting value, it's right around what we've come to expect with all of these things, in that they will be seasonal powerhouses, right? But if you're already invested into some items from the season, that might give you pause then in going into any one of these items, right? So Baby Koala, did he pick up a Baby Park track? Yes, he did, Baby Park R. So we'll see if that's in ranked mode. Will we have a triple retro debuting course, just the way that we did a few tours back with Coconut Mall? I hope not. I think the fan reaction, at least from the majority of folks out there in the audience, was not particularly pleased with that arrangement. So we didn't see it in the week 1 screen, so hopefully it won't be there in week 2. And let me take a look at the carts here. The Cream Cat Cruiser, this is new, it's a recolor, and it starts off with just 8 tracks, Jump Boost Plus. A lot of these courses have lower action count potentials. I mean, of course, we'll see what Baby Park ultimately, it depends on how many laps it has, right? And then the Goo-Goo Buggy, okay, so this is the baby buggy. Rocket Start Plus, kind of unfortunate that this one doesn't have a skill for like multiplayer, right? Because I'm imagining it has a very small hitbox. So in terms of like the coin box metagame, right? This is the kind of cart likely going to possess a small hitbox, in which case then, although it would be funny if you know, the baby cart had a huge hitbox. The image is rather large, but I don't think it will. I think it will have a small hitbox, and then yeah, so really this would be a multiplayer cart. We'll also see if Kart Pro is in this tour as well. So it picks up all 3 Baby Park variants, but you have to go to level 8 for the T version, which is probably ranked in week 2 as it normally would be. So we have Cream Toe Beans, themed with the Banana Plus skill. Makes sense. And what has recently come forth from the data miners in the community is that while the frequency of a frenzy does not change based on the skill of the glider, the kinds of items and their frequencies will change as a result of that Banana Plus skill. So that skill has more of an impact than previously thought. And that changes up the rankings just a little bit in terms of how we want to be thinking about these gliders and their skills. Certainly something like a Banana Plus will marginally skew the probabilities for frenzies away from that of like the coin frenzy, right? And now we have a look at the tracks. Also 8 starting tracks of value. So I mean, it's the going rate is pretty consistent here. I mean, on every single one of them. And then we have the Galaxy Glider. This was available in one of the special pipes in the winter, which I covered. I'll put a card up above in case you missed it. So looking here, picked up the Baby Park. So some late term value kicking in for this, no doubt, assisted by the fact that it is available in this pipe as a spotlight. So a fairly respectable glider, one with more recent coverage as opposed to, you know, some of these older gliders that might have more course coverage but less exposure on the courses that are available to them, right? So that's all part of the balancing mechanisms that exist in this game. So we'll talk about if this pipe is worth pulling on after we go through the ranked mode and race on Baby Park and we fire off the freebies as usual. So here's the Kart Pro, it is back. Have to win 3 races in a row, but we maintain the streak, it appears, if we finish in 2nd or 3rd place. All right, so very good. If you folks out there need a few extra rubies, the dev teams have your back, at least in a small way with this. Opponents crashing as tokens. Ooh. Well, I suppose that's thematically appropriate for Baby Park, right? Because that is one of the most chaotic tracks that there is. So we see that this cat Mii is in the Mii Racing shop. So we got that one right on our prediction video for the cat tour. That's pretty cool. Just take a quick look at its starting value, 7 and 5 middle shelf. Okay, so we'll be going into all the numbers on the Mii's, the changes in the Mii Minute. It's more condensed segment that we'll be doing, and that's to shift the focus on the more exciting and new elements. Of course, when I first started the Mii Hour, I said this can't become what Mario Kart Tour will be about moving forward, right? It would be detrimental to all the things that they have to sell after the Mii's, right? So that's why that they would need to be balanced and curtailed, which they've been doing in the last so many tours. So taking a look at the packs, we have the Cact R. It was in a pipe that I went into, but I didn't get the Cact R because I was certainly not going to drain for that cart. And then we have the Carp cart. Ooh, that hasn't been around. Not one of the more valuable carts, that's for sure. And then we have Wedding Peach. Interesting, she makes her return. Normally this is the point in the calendar when they would have, you know, the wedding tour or the peach tour of the last few years. So, and the Glittering Parasol is there too. That's been in a lot of special pipes lately. And then the rest of this is all value packs and whatnot. So let's take a look at the loadouts and give this a race. What do you think? Ooh, the Nabbit Cup, is that new? Maybe if it's not brand new, it's new to this ranked mode. I think it could be new overall. Interesting. Joe will be happy about that. So, Baby Park, do we have top shelf? No, we don't. Not expected, of course. I haven't pulled in quite a while. But here, look, you know, we see that Dr. Mario getting the buff. He's just 3 tours in, right? And that's the only one of the really recent ones, right? Interesting to see Santa Mario and Daisy Holiday Cheer as well. Curious, but maybe it's themed with babies and toys and whatnot, right? We can't even say Christmas in July because it's only June now. Anyway, so no coin box on this track, which is to be expected most of the time, except for when Gold Egg was getting buffed to new ranked tracks, which was really unprecedented, as well as the Gold Mii in week 2 of last tour. This is generally what we're looking at. So good to see that Wario is starting to get the buffs here with the way of a ranked feature, and he's available in the shop as indicated by that little icon up there. So what do we want to do in the middle shelf? Well, we have Lucky 7 options. Oh, coin box, yeah, definitely. We're going to be going with coin box. So yeah, we're going to go with the gold Mii suit. And then we have middle shelf here, recent ranked reward. Is this the Firefly? Yeah, this is the Firefly. The red one was the Dragonfly. And then top shelf options, what are you likely to have? Yeah, there are a lot of holiday themed. We have the Cheer Ship, right? Is that what that's called? Yeah. So interesting. And then a couple of other, you know, the brand new items, of course. And then I saw, you know, the coconut one is in there as well. And then we have a super in the middle shelf, which is nice. 1 ticket away from being level 4, which doesn't work for bonus points boost, right? Because it's not top shelf. So that bonus points boost right there, that doesn't count. But what would count would be going up to, you know, the 15% combo time right there. So that could be a nominal difference. We'll go through and see. Actually, let's just do it right now, right? Let's race with the question block Mii Racing Suit here and see what's going on. Oh, it looks like the item blocks are rotating around in that image. That's pretty cool. So, wow, the textures are so vibrant in this. This is great. It really moves quick too. Okay, coin box right out of the gate. And a dash ring. Wow, yeah, this is chaotic. This is the Baby Park we all know and love, right? Well, it depends on what side of the item hits you're on, I suppose, if you love it or not. But wow, this is just bonkers here with the dash rings. It's so good for keeping combo. So definitely, if you're having trouble on this, if you don't have a top shelf glider in this, then Certainly you can make use of the bot's special skills in this as well as our own here. We have another coin box going. It's because we're holding steady to this 3rd place here, so really good. For having just middle shelf, this isn't so bad, definitely. I've dropped combo a few times, but I feel confident that it's very possible to non-stop this, especially once we get the lines down perfectly. Yeah, definitely the item blocks are at a different point for each lap, which we can see we have 5 laps here. So gonna have that 2nd place finish. Ooh, that was, it just moved so quick, even though there's 5 laps, right? That's the whole baby park effect, and so much is going on for such a basic design. This is good stuff. It really takes me back to that point in my childhood with the Nintendo GameCube Mario Kart Double Dash, my personal favorite entry in the series, and yeah, that's nice. Even without top shelf, usually I say, oh, it depends on the loadout. It's like, no, that was exciting even with the middle shelf. So just a shade below 10K there, but we didn't even finish in 1st place. So definitely, you know, the scores are going to be very respectable for having just middle shelf on this course. So that's reassuring, to say the least. Take a look at my group here. I know I have DK Jr., so even though I sandbagged last week, actually that seems pretty fair for starters, because this one is also a Ramby track. So yeah, so that's one of the buffs then of the question block Mii Racing Suit. Interesting, since this is not the Mii Cup, it's got to be top shelf for that. A lot of super options here, as well as Lucky 7. You have Nabbit, you have Satellaview. But of course, DK Jr., he's what we're all about here. And then very nice. Interesting, we see that the plaid, what's this, the ribbon? Yeah, plaid ribbon is going to be tier shop, it would seem. Unless that's in the daily selects. We'll take a look at that after we see the other track for ranked mode. But we have this strawberry donut glider. This is a phenomenal loadout. I know I can score probably over 45K on this track, maybe even better. I'm excited to race on this one because my loadout since the last time this has been in ranked mode have improved significantly. So that right there is going to present a large amount of score. And then we have Mushroom Gorge Tea. I know I'm fairly weak on this track. Yeah, we only have the Cat Rosa at level 1. Ooh, yeah, the Cactar. I remember this. That hurts. Not having luck in that pipe, and they wonder why Kevin never wants to pull in the pipe. Well, give us the luck and maybe I'll pull more, huh? Anyway, middle shelf cart and top shelf there, so I might not come in 1st place in this ranked mode, which is really saying a lot. But I don't think these are items that I want to really invest into, but you know, we'll play it by ear. I'm not going to, you know, say exactly how this is going to go down now. What I do is I monitor the players. You know, I take a look at, you know, their loadouts here, their scoring potential, check out their player info, make use of all the information, like what are their top investments. Well, this person's a huge Mario fan and a really nice aesthetic to their top selection there. I must say, this person has a good eye for that. But we take a look at what some of their top investments are. We see the level 6 PGP, level 7 Metal Mario, level 5 Halloween, so nothing really significant other than, you know, some of the Marios. We see a Funky Kong in there at a high level. Ooh, interesting, level 4. Ooh, level 4 Wario is really gonna crush us if they level 6 Mario Mii Racing Suits. They're definitely all in on that approach. I guess they've been skipping out on the Mii Hour. It's regrettable, but look, everybody's entitled to play the way that they want, and you can become successful. That's the thing. Like, even if the stats and data don't support the pathway that you want to do, you can make it work, right? Optimize everything else around it. So it's just always pivoting and asserting any kind of advantage that you can in this. So, you know, also take a look at what their high tier is. Tier 52, we see nearly 34K is their high score for that much inventory. So certainly with a level 6 PGP, that score could be much greater than that. So the amount of upwards mobility for this player, even having that level 4 Wario Mii Racing Suit in Baby Park, that's not going to command a massive score as it would be like if it was one of you folks out there in the audience who are so talented. Anyway, let's check out the shops, and then we'll take a look at week 2's ranked mode and see what's going on there. So continuing to have that extended lineup here with 3 rows, and everything is 100 rubies except for the brand new one, the cat suit up there. And tier shop, we have all supers that definitely throws me off after having all the goodies from the Dr. Fest, right? So here we go. Ooh, we have the question block glider twice. And yes, the plaid ribbon is there, and I have a high-end glider ticket, which I'm very secure on my tickets. If we swing it over to here, haven't been making any moves and just been holding on to the point when the content is made available that supports the Kong players out there, right? We haven't had anything to put tickets into for 2 years. Whether or not that happens, I'm not fussed over it, right? It's just going to enjoy whatever they do put out there. But on the flip side, I'm not going to invest these resources into things that jeopardize the things that I really enjoy going in on. So, you know, we enjoy it for what it's worth and what they present to us. And that's just, you know, the simple, balanced way that I choose to look at it. All right, so let's take a look. It would appear that we have the Pinkle Peach Cup. So she's going to have that cup boost, which brings her middle shelf into play. This is something I discussed on the special pipe analysis for the Team Peach versus Team Bowser pipes. Put a card up above in case you missed it, because we go into a little bit of detail there talking about Coin Box, the metagame of Mario Kart Tour, and you know, how that plays for characters like Pinkle Peach as well as Kamek. Very similar to how the Mii's, it, you know, brings those additional courses into play. So here we see level 3 King Bob-omb Gold along with Pinkle Peach. So she's not the superior option here, right? King Bob-omb Gold is a heavyweight, so you're going to want to go with him. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, these are all existing options. So all of you out there should have plenty of nice selections. Crowley cart, very good for a coin box. It is one of the powerhouse carts that has the largest number of heavy coin box overlap. So Crowley cart is very nicely paired with heavyweight coin box drivers. In addition to, didn't we just purchase this in the tier shop? The Butterfly Prism, interesting. Didn't pick up a buff, but getting the ranked feature here, which looks very nice. So, great. I didn't realize when I made that purchase, I just went for that aesthetically, but I figured at some point it would have something that presents new value to my account, and what do you know? Here we go. But I wouldn't expect the Baby Park T loadouts to look very good. So there's Pink Ninja Shy Guy for all of you. I know many folks within this community even are very well invested into that. So there we have a few Luigi options. Boomerang on this track. So interesting. Well, one of the questions people had coming into this tour would be, does the boomerang's radius for vacuuming in coins extend to the other side of Baby Park, right? And a lot of the observations made by people out there is that Baby Park looks to be a very wide track. So I wouldn't think so, but if that does, that will absolutely demolish the scoring potential relative to all of the other special skills that exist here. Starting value on Cat Luigi, also 9 tracks. So interesting Giga Bob-omb that is different than the Super Bell. Didn't expect that. I did not expect that. And then we have another question block Mii buff there. So that means that's one of his middle shelf courses that could be bumped up to the top shelf if it was in the first course of the frame for the Mii boost, right? Or if it was in the Mii cup. So that's 2 potential buffing pathways here. I also have middle shelf let's check out this cart, which is Goo-Goo Pink Mini Turbo Plus. So this is then your multiplayer option. I guess they went with the pink one to theme with the heart selection options that are available for multiplayer. Starting value is 8, but again, when you pull for these things from multiplayer, the value down there doesn't mean a thing, right? You're just pulling for a high end with Mini Turbo Plus. So this cart looks very, very good for multiplayer, provided that the hitbox stats actually support its very small stature. And then we see, wow, a lot of these strong carts like the jukebox buggy keep on rolling. So that's great to see. Bottom shelf here. So this is where things get a bit rough. We have to go all the way over to the swooper, I believe is my highest level. Let's give this one a quick run then, shall we? Really interested to see how they extend the track like Coconut Maltee, right? It was almost like a brand new experience. We can already see we're going to the left here is that, yeah, they do force this path. So we see we have the baby statue there, very nice. Gliding section here, so all of the usual chaos we'd expect. Can we dip down? Yeah, I ideally would have liked to have kept gliding for that, but first run throughs, we never know quite what we're doing. Is that true or what? So there we go. We got a lot of hits on this. Interesting. I thought I hit that shell, but I didn't take the hit. Okay. Yes, so that's what I wanted to do, and then we can do that again. Wow, so you can get a lot of actions, that's for sure. All right. Interesting, this one's only 3 laps. So it's longer. I like that, that's really cool. Okay, so this is a longer track, and then they cut it to just 3 laps. So that will make the action counts then and the kind of item box potential, although there's 2 item box sets on this course as opposed to only 1 then in the normal variant. So there we have it. Scored a little bit better on this one. We maintained the combo a lot easier even with having bottom shelf, but the problem with bottom shelf, folks, isn't just keeping the combo time, it's that the points, the bonus points for your combo are only +1 per action in your chain, maxing out at 15 total, whereas it would be +2 for middle shelf, maxing out at 30 per action. And then when it's in the top shelf, it's +3, which maxes out at 45 action points per combo. Some combination of those words. It's early in the morning, folks. Anyway, wow, we missed the grand stars on that. So even they put the threshold a little bit higher for that. Okay, so we've raced 2 of the variants, and then I think I will do Baby Park R right now since it's all fresh in our minds. Let's just go into it, right? And then I think the buffs for that one will be more favorable. It will probably come to ranked mode at some point in the next, 3 or 4 months, sometimes sooner than later, but exceptions always do apply. So where will we find that one? 2 more over. Okay, Donkey Kong Cup. Interesting that they made this the Donkey Kong Cup, but he didn't get a boost for that. So we don't have middle shelf on this one either. We see a lot of the recent doctors, right? We have Dr. Peach, Dr. Luigi. I guess Cat Luigi gets them R and T at level 1. So we're gonna go with DK here though. I like racing with DK. And then here's this new Gold Pass gift, right? Starting value 8. Nothing really ever becomes of these. Unfortunately, the value of Gold Pass is more with the resources, right? And it is the best source of return value that you can get for your account by a long shot still, even though it doesn't have much in the way of exclusive items. The kind of resources that you get from Gold Pass compared to the packs are so wildly inefficient. In terms of spending, really just save that for your Gold Pass if you're looking to play this game on a budget or play free to play like I do here. It's up to you entirely. So yes, definitely more options here. We have the Candlelight Fight in the top shelf. So kind of a cool looking loadout here. I just wish DK got the middle shelf so we could have top shelf. At least when it's cup boosted like it is here. Anyway, yeah, this feels weird looking at it from the opposite way. going for the coins definitely changes things. And here they put some ramps, so that's different, and a dash panel. So this is going to be easier to combo, but it definitely forces players to make a choice. Do you want the inside line or do you want the dash panel? Well, I would imagine for multiplayer, I would still stick with the inside line, to be honest. And you know, maybe you can finagle it to get an inside line and clip one of those dash panels right on that outer edge there. And this is 5 laps as well too, so but it looks like there's more actions to be had on this version of it. So I kind of like that they made that the reverse version is not identical to the normal version. Oh wow, that's unexpected. So that's kind of like what's it, Bowser's Castle, one of the GBA versions, right, where the ramps change. Also kind of like how the ramps change with the thwomps, right? That's on, I'm trying to remember which variant that is. Is that Bowser's Castle 1? They both kind of blend together in my mind. Do believe that's Bowser's Castle 1. Yeah, because we had Bowser's Castle 2 last tour. So yes, that is Bowser's Castle 1, how the ramps alter based on lap. And on one lap you can get jump boosts off the thwomps, and in the other lap you cannot. So this is more customization towards the things that make Mario Kart Tour unique. So if you're watching this and you're a Mario Kart 8 player, well, this is what Mario Kart Tour has to offer. It really makes the kind of lines that you're doing completely different and unique from that of your typical Mario Kart experience. All right, so picking up the challenges here, very good. All right, so what I think that we're going to do now is we're going to have our Mii Minute, where I just go over the latest happenings with the Miis. We'll do today's challenge, pipe polls, and then I will wish you all the best of luck in this tour. How does that sound? So let's go over to the driver list and scroll down. All right, we don't need to do as much of a reset here for the Mii Minute, because Mario Kart Tour could never allow these characters to dominate the metagame, the discussion moving forward, because they have other things that they've needed to sell in this game, right? You can't have the value of these things consume all of what these other things, right? The characters that we have all of that nostalgia for, right? The ones that we go into 100 pipes for. You need 450 rubies to obtain some of these items, right? A lot of them, in fact. And these, not so. You know, you just pony up 70 rubies one time, or, you know, ranked cup rewards, which depending upon what you're doing in the game, your current position in the game, right? You need to be tier 50 and above for those such things. Then they could be free or they could be very expensive, right? It all depends on how fast you're running around the wheel, as I always say. Anyway, we're just going to be going over the changes, right? We're not going to look at each one individually. And thank you to a turtle dude for compiling this data while before my alarm rang. So I woke up and found all this data. My team here of collaborators, I can't thank you enough for all the support and the shared wisdom that you provide. So one thing that got the buff is the red Mii Racing Suit. What do you know, folks, right? The one that we all got for free, and then they put it in the shop. They tried to steal 100 rubies from players when they already had basically just a high-end level ticket. That was one of the most aggressive things I've ever seen in this game. But didn't get any new value here in the top shelf. But if we go down to the favored course, we see that it picked up middle shelf for Baby Park R. So that's now 12 middle shelves with that +1 addition. It still has the 9 in the top shelf. Next up, we have the King Boo Mii Racing Suit. So let's just take a step back. All of these other ones, right? The Mario, the Peach, the Toad, the Luigi, Rosalina, DK, right? And then the metallic ones, right? Even the metallic ones didn't get buffs this time around. You know, we take a look at the Gold Mii Racing Suit. Still has its 20. Still has its 10. It's a double-double, but I told you when we made those predictions, I said, you know, they're going to have to curtail this, and they have. So this isn't a case where, you know, Nintendo's listening in to, like, what does Kevin Garrett say? It's like, no, I'm looking at the same or at least similar kinds of factors about their entire game, right? We look at the entire ecosystem here, right? It's not about like what would be the most bait inducing or whatever, right? Because everything interacts with everything else in the game. So it was very important, especially when they showed that the base points on these things, we can see that the base cap is greater than your standard high end, that it would completely destroy the niches of everything else unless it was a very inefficient and restricted means of additional scoring access on these tracks, which I'll provide the final numbers, which include this tour's data. So this is as recent as it can come, folks. But moving on now to King Boo's suit, it picked up 1 in the middle shelf here. So that means that we are up to 13 top shelf courses and 10 in the middle shelf with the favored course, right? And then we have King Bob-omb's Mii Racing Suit. This thing has been, you know, top of the mark since day one, and it still continues to climb. This is up to 15 and 10 now, and that's because it gained access to RMX Choco Island 1 RT, in addition to Baby Park T in the middle shelf. So King Bob-omb's Racing Suit continues to be one of the more dominant ones. But again, look at the special skill on this, right? So it's comparing like what the scoring potential is with how much you need to spend on it with how it fills out, you know, the rest of things. All right. Then we move on to, actually, it's not Yoshi that got the buff, it's Birdo, sorry Yoshi. Birdo got 1 top shelf course. We can see here, got the RMX Choco Island 2. So we have Birdo at 14 top shelf tracks, and still, actually it picked up the Frapp Snowland RT, it appears. So that's also another one that it picked up, meaning it has 9 middle shelf courses. So 14 and 9. Very good for Birdo Mii Racing Suit, and that's because it was a ranked reward and it was also in the shop. So this is one that they've heavily pushed through. Birdo has classically been the queen of the paywalls, right, in the past, and the Mii Racing Suit has had a taste of that itself, I suppose, since it's not the actual character of Birdo. Anyway, we have Nabbit picked up a middle shelf course of value there, so it still has the 11 in the top shelf, but now it has 8 in the middle shelf as a result of the Frapp Snowland RT. And we can see then that overlaps with the regular Nabbit, because at least with the Nabbit Cup, we saw Nabbit was top shelf in ranked mode for that. So if this were ever a situation then where the we were getting a Mii boost or a Mii Cup boost for the Nabbit Mii Racing Suit. And that's the thing, you know, my perspective on these Mii Racing Suits has been that it's kind of like that soft reboot of the game, right? So it's in a way, it's overwriting the value of the initial characters in some sense. Now, something like Nabbit is a high end, so that's going to have value in its own right. But, you know, we look at things in the past like the DK Mii Racing Suit. You know, DK, the Super, had very limited value. And we see that's the case with the other ones too, like, you know, Mario and the Peach Mii Racing Suits. You know, that's providing additional value, but it's in the form of Mii, right? These are not the characters themselves. It's something different entirely. So we know Wario was taking care of this tour. +1 top shelf, +2 in the middle shelf, and this was a ranked, so that's a high quality one to pick up. Much needed, because Wario's been lagging behind. It's now at 9 and 7. Which is normally the average position of it after 2 tours. This is now after 3 tours. So yeah, a bit of catch up to do, but they're helping it out in a small way with that ranked feature. I wouldn't make the purchase though, honestly. 100 rubies to have a driver in ranked mode, because you know what the rewards are for winning ranked mode. It's a net negative resource move. So these are the kinds of things that I strategize about, that I share the ideas on, to give you folks out there the most power for crafting the way you proceed with your own game. And now we move on to this one, right? This is the one we're going to talk the most about. The Question Block Mii Racing Suit picked up 2 top shelf and 2 middle shelf tracks. So now we're at 8 in the top shelf and 6 in the middle shelf. One thing I missed in the initial Mii Hour of the last tour and it takes a lot of sheets and references to pick out these things, because the middle shelf isn't tracked very closely. But this Koopa Cape T was effectively the only middle shelf track the Question Block Mii had upon its debut, right? Because the other three, the Coconut Mall R, the Bowser's Castle 2R, and the Vanilla Lake 2R, are the level 3, 6, and 8 unlocks respectively there, right? Which meant that the Koopa Cape T was effectively its only middle shelf track, and that overlapped then with the top shelf buff of the Gold Mii Racing Suit. So Gold Mii is always top shelf on Koopa Cape T, but in a future first Cup of the Frame Mii Boost or a Mii Cup, these two will be overlapping one another on just that track, right? But they are really pushing unique value onto the Question Block Mii Racing Suit, which leads me to think they're going to make it look very attractive for folks when they go to sell it next, right? Because that's what's going to happen. It's going to be made available at some point in the future, and then you'll say, wow, well, we already discussed Koopa Cape R as a unique coin box track to the Question Block Mii Racing Suit, and the two buffs it picks up here, Frapp Snowland RT is unique coin box track to just this character, in addition to RMX Choco Island 1 RT. That was a brand new RT last year rather. And we saw things like Pauline Rose, Dixie Kong in the top shelf for that. So hadn't been backfilled yet with a coin boxer, and now it is. So the early value on this, while the number of tracks is restricted, the uniqueness of them is shining brightly here. In addition, also, the middle shelves don't have coin box overlap. Sky Garden R, no coin box overlap, as well as Baby Park T, no coin box overlap. But both of those courses do have boomerang drivers, so just keep that in mind in the grand scheme of things. Likely not going to see a Mii Boost for a ranked cup on any of those courses, and also fleeting possibility too that we could see a Mii Cup for a future ranked cup. I mean, certainly maybe at one point in the future we will see that, but it's very unlikely, because think of all the options that are available there. So it would really have to be carefully selected in order to do so. Never say never, so I wouldn't say never. It very likely could happen, but there's a lot of things that they have to juggle there. So I wouldn't expect Mii Cups to be standard for ranked mode, not at all. And it hasn't up to this point, so that's a little supporting evidence for you there. And then we get to the Cat Mii Suit, which we already saw. 7 and 5 has an average skill, right? Super Bell did get buffed, so it's one that you know, it's still middle of the pack, but it has some upward middle potential there. And that wraps up the Mii Minute. Well, not just yet, folks. I have the latest stats, and this is as of the Cat Tour right now. So this is fresh off the press here. The 18 Mii Racing Suits, all of these, right? They cover out of the 203 assumed value courses, and these are the retro tracks, right? The Baby Parks, the Koopa Trooper Beaches, the Mario Circuits of the world. They have access to 115 of them. That's 56.7%, and you need 18 drivers to get there. So with 18 drivers, there's not even 18 coin box drivers, but we know with the 16 coin box drivers, they cover approximately 3/4 of the courses, right? About 75%. And if you expand that to all the drivers, right? High ends with particularly great amount of value, like Peach Explorer, Penguin Mario, Donkey Kong Jr., Yoshi Kangaroo, then you get 100% of course coverage with that many drivers, right? Not specifically all of those in each combo. There's hundreds of combos that form the optimal combination for 18 drivers. But that just goes to show you, you know, like 56% for 18 drivers, and then 18 drivers is 100% for regular drivers. And then if we scale that down to 16, then it falls even lower for the Mii Racing Suits. And then we see it's called an inverse relationship between scoring potential and course coverage, right? And that's how the Mario Kart Tour dev team provides game balance, right? That's how this has been able to survive for 3 years going on. We'll have the anniversary this September. And I think it's going to be a good one given how this year has played out. So We've covered so much ground in today's episode. Hopefully you folks appreciate the more condensed format. Just makes it a bit less laboring on my end, and I think I can still convey all of this detailed information to the audience out there for your benefit. Certainly if you are invested into the Miis, we don't shame that. It is an inefficient play style, but look, so is investing into your favorite characters, right? So it's just a matter, if the Miis are your thing, just understand that for that greater scoring potential that you have, it's going to be at the cost of course coverage, and it's going to require more tickets, which will be spending more money on the game, or if you're free to play, just investing into fewer of them, right? So that's the size of it. It's all about forming that understanding of the game and the way that we look at it that's most important. It's not how you do things. I don't fuss over the way that people approach the game, and I just like to provide the proper context and understanding so that you can be the best at what you do. So it feels weird doing 2-lap races now after all those baby parks, because I'm already like, oh wait, I have to come in first in this now. You don't have to. Feels good too. So what we'll do is we'll do a little shortcut here, red shell, and that should carry us. Ooh, coin frenzy to finish it off. All right. So let's take a quick look at our totals. 35, 38, 72, 223. So I don't see a change in the coins or the rubies. What are we gonna pull? It's a green pipe, so it could be anything. Okay, normal glider, that's fine. But this is why I always say when we do those token shop pipes, I have so much fun doing those episodes. When we pull like the 3x level up tickets, that feels good because it's like we've pulled that 3 times, which is much more value. So yeah, we're just going to go into our free pipe now on the week 1 pipe, and we're going to talk about, should you folks pull on this pipe? Really, if this is the seasonal pipe that you want to be pulling on, you're going to be investing into this Mario, right? And moving forward, what will that present? Well, we see that there's a lot of other Marios in circulation, and they only give the value to, a few of them per new edition, which means it's going to be competing with all of the other ones, right? So there will be a few courses in the near future that this will provide exclusive top shelf access to your account. But unless this specific one really speaks to you, this is one you'd probably want to save your rubies on, right? And we know that the multiplayer Goo-Goo buggy rather, that has implications there is in the week 2 pipe, right? The pink version has Mini Turbo Plus. This one has Rocket Start. So in terms of its value, then significantly less, because it's going to need a massive course coverage, right? It's going to have to be a purple bunny or a gold pumpkin cart to really be a meta player. And its starting value doesn't indicate that right out of the gate, but that's something that we can monitor moving forward. And then you do have access to this Galaxy Glider, which was available in a special pipe. But I would save the rubies. If you're going into this, you need 450 to secure these items, right? You could have multiple spotlights in your bottom 10. It's happened to us before, right? I already said, beyond the fact that I don't see content that, injects fresh blood into my personal interest in strategy here. Beyond that, I just haven't had great luck in the pipes when I use my rubies anyway. So it's like, I'm definitely not going to waste on things that I don't feel a very strong personal connection with. Anyway, first freebie is a super. Wow, okay, so at least it wasn't a normal. We've been so ice cold on these weak pipes, no spotlights. I think I had a high end a few months ago, but it was just a dupe that was in the tier shop. So anyway, the super feels pretty good as a consequence of that. I do hope this episode was a little bit of fun. I love what they're doing with Baby Park. Each of them feels fresh. I'm really impressed by the R version feeling that much different than the normal version. They each have a different number of laps there, at least in the case of the trick variant. So that's really interesting to see because it's an expanded course and they have additional item boxes to roll per lap. So a lot of stuff going on, and also there's a big special pipe, right? Mii Hour is coming to the special pipe, and it's been data mined that it has 12% high-end odds. No spotlight, folks. Bottomless pit. Massive alert there, right? I already went ahead and did the calculations. We know that there's going to be gliders, so it's going to be a 2-2-2 pipe. Mii Hour, 43.75% chance to obtain it in a single drain, so don't get your hopes set up on that. If you are looking for Mii Hour, strong recommendation to don't even pay mine to that pipe, right? Wait until it's better value, okay? Yes, it has great high-end odds, but you want to make sure you're going to secure the item that you're going in on when you're spending your rubies. So with that massive disclaimer aside, I do wish you all the best in the Cat Tour, and I'll be seeing you for more comprehensive Mario Kart Tour coverage. You're going to want to be subscribed so that you get the alerts and you're in the know on all the latest detail and happenings right here. So drop a like and comment below. Let me know your thoughts on Baby Park. Is it everything you thought it would be and more? Certainly, I have very fond memories of this track, and this version is bound to present a whole set of new ones. I do hope it's similar for all of you out there. So take care and enjoy, everyone.